Hello everyone, I'm Brianna. I'm going to be doing my TBR for you guys here. I'm doing it a little late in the game because this month is like already almost over, so I'm being a little ambitious here. But I wanted to finish Starsight before I kind of committed to anything else because I just didn't know what I wanted to do. And so now that I finished that, I've got a few books picked out that I want to try to finish before the end of this month. Although it's likely that they're going to roll over into the next month because we're already, more than halfway into the month and Okay, first book I want to try to get through is Tunnel of Bones, which is a very small book, so I don't see that being a problem. This is the second book in the Cassidy Blake series by Victoria Schwab. It's very good. I don't like spooky things. I don't do paranormal. I don't do scary stuff. I just can't do it. But I love Victoria Schwab so much. I've never been disappointed by anything she's written so far. So I read the first book in the series a little while ago, and I really liked it. It wasn't too scary, probably because it's just like it's a middle grade series, so it was tame enough that I could get into it without it like spooking me. In the first book, Cassidy Blake is a young girl who can see ghosts, she can see spirits, and she can kind of cross over through the veil into like their side of the veil. Both of her parents are filming like a documentary series about paranormal stuff, and so they end up going to like the most haunted place in the world, and obviously that's not like the best situation for her to be in because she can see all of these ghosts and spirits and interact with them, and a lot of stuff happens and goes down. No spoilers, but it's a really fun quick read. It's a great middle grade series. I've not read a lot of middle grade. I'm excited to see where this book goes. Number 2 is Warcross. I've had this sitting on my shelf for a while now, and I've just never gotten around to it. The only thing I know about this book is that it's video game-esque. I've heard it compared to Ready Player One, but like not extensively, and which I've also not read, so I don't know why that matters. I'm pretty sure it's about like a hacker, gamer type person is the character that we follow. This is all I know about it, if that's even correct. So I like going in blind with some books. Some books I want to know what I'm getting into if I'm going to read it. But some books it's just fun to just go on in and not have any expectations, because then you're less likely to be disappointed that way, I feel like. Maybe. It's a book that's unread on my shelf, and I need to get it read because I only have about 25 books on my shelf that I've not read so far. So I want to get through those before I start bringing in a bunch of new books. Because once I get through those, then I have an excuse to bring in a bunch of new books. We'll see if this is fun. I think it'll be fun. I hope it'll be fun. If it's not fun, I'll let you know. Book number 3 is Just Another Damned Thing, The Chronicles of St. Mary's. I picked this up in a used bookstore. I read the back of it and it seemed interesting, but I don't really know anything. I've never heard anything about this book, but it was like $2. The back of the book says, "Behind the seemingly innocuous facade of St. Mary's Institute of Historical Research, a different kind of academic work is taking place. Just don't call it time travel. These historians investigate major historical events in contemporary time, and they aren't your harmless eccentrics either. A more accurate description, as they ricochet around history, might be unintentional disaster magnets." There's more there, but it just seemed interesting. Time travel and history and all sorts of stuff. I'm down for it. It's less than 400 pages, so I'm sticking to short books that I can just breeze through because the month is almost over and I want to try to get through all of these in this month without too much rollover into March. We'll see how that goes. Number 4 on the TBR is Ink and Bone. Casey actually gifted this to me a while back, and it sounded really, really interesting. Like, it's a world where the Library of Alexandria still exists, and all of that knowledge carried through time and what happens because of that. I'm really interested to see it because, anything to do with books, stories about stories, I love that. So I don't know where this is going to go. I don't know much about it other than that it takes place with the Great Library of Alexandria still being around in present time, I think. And I'm really excited to see what it does. This is also another short book. I think it's about 300 pages, so I'm picking some good short ones to try to knock this out. I like the cover. Like, I like this color scheme on it. I think it's pretty. So, book number 4 is Rebel of the Sands. Mortals rule the desert nation of the Miraji, but mythical beasts still roam the wild in remote areas, and rumor has it that somewhere Jinn still perform their magic. For humans, it's an unforgiving place, especially if you're poor, orphaned, or female. Amani Al-Hiza is all 3. She's a gifted gunslinger with perfect aim, but she can't shoot her way out of Dustwalk, the backcountry town where she's destined to wind up wed or dead. There's more, but it sounds interesting. Casey bought this for me, actually. I think it was last year. I don't know. One of the times Casey came to visit me, we went to a little used bookstore in my area, and Casey bought this for me. Actually a signed copy as well, so I hope I like it because it looks pretty. I love the cover. It sounds like a fun adventure to go on, so I'm excited about this one. Hoping to get to it this month, but if not, this will probably be where I start next month if I don't make it this month. But hopefully I do. Last but not least is Timekeeper. This was, I think, another gift from Casey. I think you sent this to me at some point. Casey gives me a lot of books sometimes because I'm broke. Books. I remember being really, really interested in this when I first heard about it, and it sounds amazing. It says, an alternate Victorian world controlled by clock towers, where a damaged clock can fracture time and a destroyed one can stop it completely. A prodigy mechanic who can repair not only clockwork, but time itself, determined to rescue his father from a stopped town. A series of mysterious bombings that could jeopardize all of England. A boy who would give anything to relive his past, and one who would give anything to live at all. A romance that will shake the very foundations of time. I'm excited to read this, but this is the last book on my TBR. Hopefully I can get to these this month. I'm setting myself a really high goal, and I haven't read this much in such a short amount of time, in a long time, so I'm really pressing myself forward. But the sooner I read these books, the sooner I free up some empty space on my shelf for something new. Not to say that I'm getting rid of these books, but I mean that everything on my shelves right now is almost all been read. I don't have anything new, and while there are stuff in here I would like to reread in the very near future, most of it's not new stuff, and I want to get new books, but I can't justify buying new books when I'm broke while I still have books left to read. So I'm going to be working my way through like the last 20 so books on my shelf that I've not read, if I can, and that's where these ones come in. I think it's going to be great. I'm excited to read these. Let me know in the comments if you've read any of these, what you think. Don't give me spoilers, please. I will give you guys an update once I make it through some of these books. I might do reviews on them if I have any strong feelings. Hopefully I can get through them all in the next 2 weeks, but you know, I do have a job. I work in retail, so I don't really have a soul anymore, and I don't sleep at all, so I might not make it through all of these, but I'm hoping to at least get like halfway through this deck. I'm hoping to make it to here, if I can. Which I think I can. Do you think I can? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think I can do it? Cheer me on, or not. Thanks for watching. Please hit the subscribe button down below. Like this video. Please leave me some comments if you want to recommend any books for me to get in the future, since once I kind of knock these out, I've got like another stack to go through, and then it's time to go book shopping. So if anybody wants to rec some stuff for me to go out and buy in the near future, or to borrow from the library because I'm broke, let me know in the comments down below. I am always looking for new recs because I'm running out of things to read, and I just started a booktube channel, so I need things to read. So please, please help me. Rec stuff down below. As you know, my favorites are fantasy, any kind of fantasy, but I'll read other stuff too. So just whatever you want to rec me, hit me up down below. Please and thank you. Thanks for watching, guys. Life before death, Radiance.